I'm very happy to say I'm sat with Claire, Lisa and Lee from Steps.
Yay!
I should point out, first of all, there's no Faye and there's no H.
No.
There's a very good reason.
We've kicked them out already.
People might be slightly concerned by the fact that they're not here. It's like you downsize or split.
We're so busy.
They
They're
don't need
in another room doing more things, and we're doing this, and they're doing that, and it's just so frantic right now. There's so much going on because obviously we're number one at the moment.
I know. Congratulations.
Yay.
That's fantastic. And you must be so pleased because obviously you've come back. It's not like you've been away for a long, long time because it's 20 years you're celebrating, isn't it now?
Yeah.
But you have been doing other things. But this is the really big deal, isn't it? Because you're touring and you've got the new album. How do you feel about it? You must be quite excited about
We're
it.
so excited. The response has just been incredible. And we really had no expectations when we came back with new album, new arena tour. So we've just been blown away by all the support out there.
Yeah. And it's 20 years since you formed. I can't quite believe that.
I know, not can we?
97. How does it feel looking back and realising that it's 20 years? Because it probably doesn't feel that long, does it?
To be honest, it doesn't feel it
No,
for me
it
at all. It really
No,
doesn't. Like
definitely
even when we came back in 2011, 2012, and we did the reunion, it just felt like we'd never really been away.
Yeah.
There's something that happens when the five of us are together, and you can't really sort of put a finger on it. I'm not quite sure what it is, but there's
magic.
this little
Magic,
there is,
chemistry.
There's a little spark, isn't there, that just seems to happen, and we sort of slot back into our old roles. We know who's going to do what, or who's going to say what, or who needs helping out at times, or when to shut up when somebody's talking, this, that, and the other. And maybe that's what's good about us compared to other bands out there. We sort of know each other so well, and it hasn't gone at all over
And you've
time.
been through a lot, and obviously you still get on. So,
We do,
like you
yeah.
say, the chemistry is there, the magic's there. So,
Yeah.
And the
you've got that
respect is there, I think, which is a key word
Exactly.
as well.
Yeah.
And maybe that was a little bit less in the past, but now there's massive respect there.
What do
I
you mean
think,
you
at the
didn't
moment.
respect me in the past?
Liza, I'm thinking of it.
Just thinking all this could cause some problems.
Oh, here we go.
I'm curious about your fans as well, because obviously
So am I.
90s,
You're curious.
maybe you had a lot of teenage fans, but I mean you do kind of appeal to a lot of people of all
Yes.
ages. But I'm curious about those fans that have stuck with you, and I'm guessing they're probably in
Who
their
now have children of
40s.
their own, probably.
No, I
Yeah.
think probably.
Bring your
I
kids.
mean, if you imagine that we were all in our early 20s when we started, so most of our fans were teenagers. So now, they're all in their 30s maybe, and kind of got kids of their own and families of their own.
And you know what? You made a good point, Claire. You said you feel like the fans have been on this journey with us, and I completely agree with that because we grew up together, and the fans grew up with us, and so they've talked to us on social media and said how, when I was maybe getting engaged or getting married or in university, and then also on the other side, if they're going through hard times, Steps were there and were there constant, and the fans have done exactly that for us and been our constant for 20 years.
And you never know in 20 years when you're still together and still releasing material, the kids
never
of
know.
those fans
Yeah.
are going to be
Exactly,
listening
and
to you and following you then.
that's the
That's what
one
we're
thing that
finding.
we've really noticed this time. There's a lot of people posting videos of their kids dancing to
Yes.
us
There
on
is
the
a lot of
TV
that.
doing Scared of the Dark, which they're not doing videos of themselves. They're doing it of their kids, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It really is so much fun.
I should say the album is called Tears on the Dance Floor.
Yes.
It is.
As well, it's a reference, isn't it, to one of the lyrics of the song.
Yeah.
Well, there's no more Tears on a Dance Floor is one of the
No more Tears on the
songs
Dance
Yeah.
on the album.
Because I was going to say, we don't want Tears on the Dance Floor, but
But
choreography
that's
plays a big
Steps.
part of
But
your
that's
Steps
fans.
is always
Yeah.
bittersweet, isn't it? All our lyrics
Yeah.
are always actually quite heartfelt and, if not quite sad, whereas the production behind it is always quite high energy and happy, and we're always given a happy performance. But if you actually just read the lyrics on their own, you'd think, oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the melodies
Bit
are
serious.
sad.
Yeah.
Much like ABBA, because you've been
Yeah.
compared to ABBA,
Yeah.
and obviously
Yeah.
Bjorn and Benny have you've done the cover of their song on
Yes.
the
Got
on
Story,
the
of,
album
Story of
too.
a Heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must be great because you've been compared to them so many times. It's almost like it's like a tribute that's come round full circle,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Oh, I feel a duet
It's
coming
lovely.
on.
I think when
I think
you
that's
look
gotta
at it, there aren't many successful boy-girl pop groups out there. I mean, there's, especially since we were out the first time round and last time, there hasn't really been anybody that's kind of doing what we're doing. Obviously, ABBA were before us and are still amazing. So it's really special to have have an ABBA track on the album.
Yeah, and the album's had great reviews. The press are very difficult to please, I think, particularly with the pop band. I was going to say that
It's
you
been surprising.
might have had some comments, some unsavoury comments, much like any other pop band.
Yeah.
Because pop, I think people can be quite snobby about.
We're
pop.
used
People
to
always think they can really take the mickey out
Yeah.
of us. They'll kind of give us a nice review.
sting in the tail,
Yeah.
I think.
Lee keeps saying that he's just waiting.
Yeah,
it's all
I
been
am.
too nice.
It's like we're
Too-
waiting
too
for the
good.
punchline.
Yeah.
You know, what is it?
I like
Where's
that.
the
Waiting
joke?
for the punchline. Yeah.
It's really good, but it's normally.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
time we're just getting. It's
really good.
Yeah.
It
Which
was
is
always that
amazing.
though in the past. It was always, you know what, they're great, this, that, and the other. But then there was always a little twist at the
Dig.
end that
Little
just
dig.
tried to make that writer seem cool again, or it's almost like he couldn't admit
Yeah.
to actually liking us. But I
Exactly.
think what's happened nowadays with people growing up and the way the industry's changed, the way the world has changed, there's a lot more openness out there. And I think people now feel that they can say that they like us. It's not going to
because
really
we're
offend
retro
anyone.
now.
Yeah.
And it's all
Retro
welcomed.
is cool.
Talking full circle.
I have got some fan questions for you, if you don't mind.
That'd be
answering
amazing.
No,
those.
I'd
Why
love
not?
to.
First of all, I've got Natalie Ray in Leeds. Will there be some solos on this tour? Because you've done solos before.
Do you know what? Solos is something that we have always done. But actually, when we've sat down to try and do the set list for this tour, we've got so much to pack in that we are wondering
It's
whether
difficult.
whether we will or not. Maybe we will try and incorporate it some way, but I don't think it will be as full scale as it has done in the past.
And I guess you want to do something different, don't you? If you've done
Yeah.
solos before, you want to try something fresh.
Well, every
I
tour, I
think
think we've done them.
We have, but we're in such a fortunate position that we've got all our back catalogue, and now the album's a success. People want to hear the new songs
Yeah,
as
songs
well.
are fat.
Yeah.
So we've already sat down. We've had tour meetings, creative meetings where we've listed off all of our songs, and it's trying to fit them all in, as Claire said. So I don't know if there's any room to have extra songs or covers even, because we've got such a great record ourselves.
Probably not the answer that Natalie wanted.
Sorry,
but
Natalie.
It's a very good
Do you know
answer.
what though? You can
Never say
be
never,
rest assured that it will be packed full of the hits and what people want to see. You know,
Yeah.
I know as a punter going to see a show, you always feel a bit disappointed when you have to sit through loads of stuff that you've never heard.
Yeah.
So, I know that whatever show we put on will be the kind of show that I would want to go and see. So.
I think she'll be happy. Andrew in Brighton, I have to say, he's a massive Steps fan, as are all of these people that have submitted these questions.
thank
He
you.
just went crazy on the internet last night when I asked people,
Awesome.
which song of yours would you have loved to have released as a single? Because there's a good song on your, is it Neon Blue on your latest album?
Yeah.
everybody
Which
likes
everyone
that.
thinks could be the next.
It could
They
be.
do.
Story of a Heart is the next single, but we have discussed maybe releasing a third, and I think Neon Blue would definitely be up
Yeah.
there. It's
Yeah.
definitely a band favourite. And it's
But they
turning
all
out
sound
be a
like
fan
singles to
favourite.
me on this album. It's really
That's
hooky,
great.
isn't it?
It's nice
They
to
are
have a choice.
strong. Yeah, they
Yeah.
are really strong.
It's strong.
It's a strong album.
Yeah, it is.
And a question for me to wrap up this interview, which has been great, by the way. Thank you for your time.
Thanks,
Alright.
Phil.
When you look back at your early days, what do you think when you look back at? Because I was speaking to Dave Garn from Depeche Mode, and he said he's embarrassed about looking back at his early pop days, like in the early '80s, with particularly stuff that he was wearing or his hairstyles. Do you get that, or are you quite proud?
I think why be embarrassed about something that you felt really strongly about at the time? It's all very well being
was
able
right
to
at the
look
time.
back. Yeah, exactly. I think it's all part of your history. There's no point. I think that's trying to be a little bit too cool for school if you're embarrassed by something you did in the past. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
You make a choice and a decision at the time, and if you don't
And we're
stick
committing
by it,
to
yeah.
it. And we've talked about it, and with 5, 6, 7, 8, there are times where we've gone, it's not the coolest song in the world, but at the same time, we wouldn't be here now without that song, and it's got a life of its own. It just
But it's
Yeah.
our
everybody
biggest
loves it,
song,
don't
though. That's
they?
the thing.
Yeah.
It's got the most
Yeah.
plays on Spotify, and that it's the most plays with the video.
Yeah.
You know,
It's loved,
that
isn't
video.
it?
I think
Yeah.
is in the top 10 at the moment of the charts. So,
Oh, it is on iTunes.
somebody loves that video. Somebody loves. It's something that goes out there, and I think for us as well, being a mixed band, there wasn't really a boy girl band out there at the time, and we always had this discussion of how can we look like a band. You got all these boys out there in suits, you got the girl bands wearing all the dresses or whatever, and it was like, well, what do we do? So colours seem to be our thing to tie us in together. So yes, everyone's got their own individual style, but we still had to walk in a room and people go, oh yeah, they're a group. I get it. So yeah, there might have been the bright yellow or
Yeah.
the goldy bits that we thought, oh, why did we do that? But it worked at the time, and
Bulk by
you know, proud of
fabric
it.
and just make 5 different
That's it.
costumes. out
Yeah,
of
you
it.
made a mark, didn't
Exactly.
you?
Yeah.
Well done, and good luck with the tour.
Thanks, Phil.
It's so good to see you today.
Look after yourself.
Oh, thank you. I'll try.
You
I've
can't
got
do
2.5 weeks.
tragedy.
What are we gonna
That's
do?
the thing. I've been doing
I
too
had
much
it.
tragedy.
I had it myself, and at New Year's Eve and at GAY,
Yeah.
I was in a cast and I could only do tragedy with one hand. It was so frustrating.
You soldiered through, Lisa.
Yes,
She
I did.
I did.
But one for
I feel-
sorrows,
I feel
dead
your
easy.
pain.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Well,
One for sorry,
yeah.
you're there all the way, mate. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's great to see you. Good luck with it all.
Thank you,
Thank
Phil.
you.
See you soon.
Thank
See
you.
you soon.